Alright then. Seems we've gotten the green light here. What's up, guys? I'm CrimsonMay, and this is the Hat in Time all-time piece run. If you're not familiar with the Hat in Time, it came out very recently. It's a very fun little platformer. And 3D platformer, kind of from the GameCube era, I would say. A little love letter to the GameCube. The run's not too long, about 2.5 hours, so little shorter than that. But it's a fun run, lots of things. Some things have changed, but we will see how it goes. I will try to point out. My game seems to be like the freeze at the moment. Okay, that was weird. Sorry about that. I also apologize. I kind of have a cough. California weather's destroyed me. So if we're all good on the other end, I'm ready to start. Get going with this. I will try to explain things as well as I can as we go along. Make sure real quick here. Yeah, alright. So, good to go. So, let me get here. Alright then. So, countdown. Starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Oh, right. I always forget that's a thing. Alright, so as I said, it's a 3D platformer. It's the... I would call it the cutest platformer to ever have existed. Hat Kid is... The basic story is, well, it's pretty much every platformer. Something happened. Basically, Hat Kid was just chilling in space. This dude comes up, opens up her window trying to collect money, and all her timepieces get sucked out and thrown to the planet. So now we have to go down to the planet, collect all our timepieces to get back home. It's as basic as a platformer story gets. But, you don't need to worry too much about the story in this. The movement in the game is probably the best thing about it, honestly. You have your double jump, your dive cancel. Kind of leads for a very fluid motion. I'll try to explain things again as I go along, but right now I'm collecting these yarns right here to make new hats, which will give me different abilities, two things. The first one we want to get is the sprint hat here, which will make us run a lot faster and make traveling the world just a lot easier for us. A lot of the speedrun itself is kind of like going around collecting yarn and things for your hats while also, you know, doing your missions. There's also other things called relics, which I will explain as we kind of get to them. They're the first one we get right after this mission. But this is Mafia Town. It's very similar to, I would say, Delfino Plaza, if you remember that from Mario Sunshine. Has that very feel to me. Again, sorry if I go quiet. It's just cough. But it's very simple in its whole thing to do. It's just you're just running around grabbing stuff. I mean, there's not much to that. But honestly, it's one of those games where like the movement itself kind of makes the fun of it. Like what you can choose to do and stuff. The first decks are kind of pretty much simple. And here we'll be getting our first relic as well. Relics are specific items you need to open up time rifts, which are... How do I describe them? It's kind of like the platforming sections from Mario Sunshine, if you guys remember that. Like where you got Lost or Flood. It's very similar to that. As you can see, I'm also collecting these little coupons right here, and that's to unlock these safes, which have pieces of yarn in them. Right here, we'll be getting our next hat.
1, 2, presto!
And this one's the brewing hat. I don't know why they didn't call it the witch hat, they just didn't, but basically it gives us the power to blow up these glowing crates we've seen by throwing this concoction at it. So in here, this is our first relic. I'll show you how we use those in a moment. We just gotta get through this first section. Actually, no, we get through a couple sections, then we use the relic, but there's another relic right here. And then we have this, I don't know if you want to call it a boss battle. I don't know what you'd call it. It's like a, okay. It took a second there. That was weird. I wouldn't really call it a boss battle as much as a weird little tiny horde wave, I guess. Fight a couple guys, you run around for a bit, and that's about it. Nothing too complicated. You can, as you see, she has an umbrella to attack. We have two kinds of attacks. There's the umbrella, and then there's the dive attack, as I did on the Mafia. When they're glowing like that, you can't hit them, so you have to do that. And this part's pretty easy. Just run around, blow some kisses. This is how you get the good barrel RNG. You blow kisses as you run, and the barrels won't hit you. In theory, that's the optimal strat. See? I don't touch you. You just hold it right and blow kisses. That's it. Love beats everything, man. You couldn't hit Hat Kid if you wanted to. Yep. Except that last one. I don't know why. If you hold right, you will always dodge all the barrels except that last little one. You always gotta dodge, like, just stop before you move. Okay, there we go. For the dive attack, you do have to jump up high. Like, if it's too low, you won't get the jump attack. Oop. There we go. Grab that. And that's the barrel battle. Barrel battle's pretty easy. We do have a lot of easy parts in this, but I would say there's one part of the run that comes up a little bit. That part makes me a little nervous because you need a certain item to do it, but we kind of skip out on that item and do it early. So I might go a little quiet for that part to focus on what I'm doing, but we'll see how it goes. I've been practicing it all morning long, so that's the one part about this run I'm a little nervous about. Alright, so I'm a weird runner in the sense that I do things a little differently than most people do in this game. A lot of people prefer to go get like a free yarn from Mustache Girl down there. Oh yes, also the main antagonist of this game is called Mustache Girl. It's actually a young girl with a mustache. It's probably this game's strongest point is probably its charming characters. What's going on? Okay, sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. Like my game doesn't seem to want to fully run today. I want to be surprised my computer decided, hey, I see you're doing something important. Let me just start doing some stuff in the background here, so you know, as to slow you down. It likes to do that. My computer likes to troll me. Oop. So we got another relic and another piece of yarn there. We actually won't make another hat until the next level, but I kind of have this routed out. Oh no. Well then. That was awful. Haven't never had that happen to me before. Alright, how am I gonna get back up now? There we go. Oop. There we go. That Mafia is a little weird. I usually just don't hit him or touch him, but sometimes he likes to get in the way and actually just do that. Okay, so right here I'm going to be doing some pawn gathering. Pawns are these little diamond things that are inside of the little orbs. We do need a certain amount of pawns to do things in this game, but generally if I grab all these along the way, I should be fine on pawns the whole time. Another thing to point out about this game is the music is fantastic. I don't know if you've been paying attention to it, but this game has an amazing soundtrack to it. And a lot of the missions are just kind of fun and silly. Oop. Yeah. So basically we're just kind of scaring this guy. Thinks we're a slimy space alien. chasing him down to give him that timepiece from. Alright, let's see if I can do this without messing up today. There we go. It really doesn't matter about going that way, it just gets me here every time. You can just follow him the normal path, or you can come this way. Yeah, we have to wait for the guy either way, so. I don't think he speeds up or anything. Also, if you see it'll say new input, that's because I got my splits open, so every time I hit the split button, it will just pop up that I'm using the keyboard. We do use the keyboard and mouse for one moment here. It's not to do anything specifically major. But, it's just a minor thing. It's mostly just to speed up some text and, something. That's about it, really. So now we're gonna go, take out the Mafia boss. Which is... I would say the bosses in this game, I have one gripe with them, is that they're all kind of RNG. Like, the attacks they do will be random. And I'll talk a little bit more about the Mafia boss fight when we get there. Oh, hold on. There we go. Oop. So we're gonna take this bucket. I'm gonna take the bucket and drop it off here. I've tried to throw it onto the thing before, but for some reason it doesn't work if you throw it onto the button unless you're on it already. I guess just a little, just one thing they miss. Grab a piece of yarn here. If it ever seems like I go out of the way for something, it's usually probably a piece of yarn or something that would just help along the way. I need this too. The pawn count's not too strict on this game, but it can be a little bad if like you miss something or too many of things. Usually you don't have to worry too much about getting every single one on the way. Alright, so here's the Mafia boss. Okay. I guess because I shouldn't have moved to the right. So, as I said, bosses in this game, their attacks they do in what order are very random. Like, they won't do certain attacks in, at certain points, but they do get random with what order they do them in. Also, that spinning attack he does kind of doesn't really do anything. Like, you can actually stand in it and go right here. Won't hurt you. You'll be fine. Just sit there and wait. A lot of the bosses are just kind of standing around waiting. So, not really too much you can do during them. Some are a little bit more. Honestly, I would say all the bosses in the game are fun. And definitely the music for them is great. But from a speedrun aspect, the bosses are kind of meh. You're just kind of waiting around. So, can we talk about the Mafia trees in the back? Oh, God. Okay. So, this is the one attack that I absolutely hate with this. Sometimes he'll do it once or twice. Sometimes he does it a bunch of times. And then, as you can see, I can get stuck in the ball. You can get stuck in the ball pretty easy. You can just... It's a bad attack. Oh, no. Okay. Well, now I have to actually dodge this. Because he's against the wall. There we go. You don't want him against the wall if you can help it. And he's going for 2. This attack, I think this is the longest one, like, out of all the attacks. I wouldn't say it's particularly tough to dodge, but, and he's going for another one. Sometimes I get lucky and he only does 1 Mafia ball. Other times I'll get like 5. There we go. And that's the first boss done. You don't want to miss the Mafia Ball, guys. Never miss the Mafia Ball. Alright, so coming up we have our first time rift, but actually we're going to speak to the cooking cat. There's a lot of characters in this game. Sadly, the speedrun won't give you a lot of time to get to know them all. Wait, no we're not. Okay, I'm crazy. I thought it was during that, but apparently I'm insane. What was I thinking? Oh wait, no, it's after the Golden Bolt. Okay. Yeah. I apologize. I hadn't ran this game in a while, and I like came back to practice it for a bit, but sadly during the week didn't get a lot of time. I thought the cooking cat was at that point, but I forgot it's after the time rift. So I'm pretty sure it was after that point. Another thing is that while I was away from the game, they did change some things, and they patched out a lot of those skips that I used to do. So, you know, kind of have to deal with that. So here is the first Mario Sunshine-esque, I guess, platforming levels. You can see over there why we call it the Mario Sunshine-esque ones. Alright, this jump likes to troll me. Okay, we're good. Like sometimes, yeah, right, like right there. See, sometimes Hat Kid will just slide on that. I do not know why. But if we do well, then we're fine. Oh, and then we have these roulette things. The roulettes are basically just bonus stuff. It's like music or stuff like that. A couple of them are like customizations for your hats. They'll give you like neat little hat designs, or they'll also occasionally you'll get like a color for your Hat Kid. I generally always end on the like blonde-haired, blue clothes Hat Kid. I don't know why. I just always get it. Oh wait, where am I going? Oh. All right, so here's the relics. Basically, you need to match 2 of these things, and this is going to open a time rift up in the levels, depending on which relics you match to it. The first one here, we're going to do right now, actually. Gotta give this a second. Fortunately, you have to kind of go through all that every time you defeat one of the things. Gotta check everything off. Alright. Loading times aren't too bad in this game, but I find that sometimes it gets a little longer than... Oh, where am I going? Come on, move along. Oop. Alright, so we're actually going to pick up a relic on the way here. Right there, grab that guy. And we're also going to pick up this yarn here to make up for the one we missed from talking to Mustache Girl. And here's the time rift. This is the purple time rift. They're a little bit different than the time rift we just went into. They're usually related to someone's memories. In this case, it is the Mafia's time rift. As you can see, we have them there. And in these, the objective is a bit different. You want to grab these crown ponds to advance to the next level. You need a certain amount to get in there. When you hear that sound, you have enough of them. They're generally not too hard to do. A couple of them later, I would say, get a little tougher, but for me, personally, the hardest one is the, oh, I always miss this guy. For me, the hardest one is the, second world that we visit's time rift. I don't know why, I have a hard time with the, subcon one. Oh, no, give me that, please. You. I usually grab another one in that first area, so I can avoid one in this last area, but honestly, I don't think it's any faster. Oh, okay. Ledge grabbing in this game can be a bit wonky at times, but it works out. There we go. Grab that. The double jump in this game, I would say, is pretty good. You know, you can kind of just change direction on the fly with it. The dive cancel is also very useful. Alright, so at the end of all these time rifts, we do have to break open this little orb here. But I try to grab all the pawns that it drops because that's where it kind of gives me enough for... But the RNG will usually like screw me over. That's what gives me enough to do everything I need to do. Oh, hey, we actually got the, I call this the Devil May Cry, skin color. As you will see in a moment. Why? You know, once we get through all the alerts and everything. There you go, say. Cat Kid May Cry. It's always it's always a good one to get. They are a little bit different depending on the levels. Some are more rare than others. Like I said, we usually end off with the blonde hair. I think it's like blueberry it's called. That is usually what we end off with. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know why I always touch that whenever I go off to the right. Like, I think it's just muscle memory at this point. So on this mission, we're collecting these golden tickets instead of the usual ones. And inside that vault is going to be a timepiece. But we are going to grab some relics on the way here. Or well, at least one relic. Grab that one there. The relics, there's a lot of them. The way the relics work in this game, oh no, okay, hold on, let me get out of this. Yeah, the wall climbing can be a little weird sometimes. But the way the relics work in this game is weird. They don't really have a specific place in the game. Rather, they're kind of just in set locations you can find them. And, like, that's marked as a relic. And depending on when you find it, it'll just be a different relic, or it might be just a rift coin, which we don't need for the all-time piece run. I missed the thing here. Hold on. Come on, get the thing. Alright, then want to grab that. The time rifts are used to do more of the roulettes inside of the spaceship. But we don't have a need for that in this run, so... I don't know if there's actually a 100% run per se of this. I don't think there is because you technically can't get everything from the relics without from the roulette without playing user created levels, I don't think. So, because I don't think there's actually enough in the game. Alright, right here we're going to do another bit of gathering since we're walking by this area. This is like my favorite place to gather stuff when I'm running by, just because there's a lot of stuff we can break open. We don't do this very frequently. We only do it one more time. We're going to do it in the next world. The next mission is the one that I could possibly lose the most time on. And it kind of kills, it kind of kills a lot of runs. Oh wait, no. I'm sorry. We're one before that. I thought it was next, but I keep forgetting. I would say though, if you guys enjoyed like stuff from the GameCube era, this is definitely a game I would consider picking up. I would say it's coming out for the Xbox and the PS4 very soon. I think December 8th. Super fun game. All right, so here, Mafia Town kind of got covered in lava. Don't know why. Apparently these faucets hold lava in them. I was under the impression they held water, but, you know, hey. Alright, where am I going? Sorry, old muscle memory. I used to go and do the right faucet, but then I changed it when I realized I was being silly about things. Come on. Hey, no, lock. Alright, there we go. Learning new stuff is the hardest part when you're doing speedruns. Especially when you're already used to doing something another way. There's a yarn ball there, but we're going to grab that later, because right now we're kind of passing by it rather than... Oop. Oop. Okay. Oh, I did forget to mention one piece of movement option. When Hat Kid does the dive, if you... Man, come on. When, if you tap the button to roll out of the dive as soon as... Man, I'm not able to dodge today, apparently. When you roll out of a dive, it will basically send Hat Kid, like, flying forward. You'll see it a couple times. I do use it in the next mission a little bit. But there's, like, 2 kind of rollouts to it. Alright, let me see here. I need to get some more health if I'm going to do this next thing, so I guess I'm going to take a little loss in time here. I just need 2 burns, so that should be enough, unless Hat Kid dies off that direction. Oh, man. Not able to control my character at all today. I'm just going to go grab that, because apparently I can't control myself today. Alright. There we go. I'm struggling with the easy lava area. I'm a little worried how the later one's gonna go. Also, there's these balloons that kind of send you like pop. Oh. Gonna pretend that was calculated. Also, as you see, like Hat Kid climbs over things, but if you hold forward on the stick for whatever reason, Hat Kid will rather go over it. I'm not sure why they put that in the game. That seems more like a hindrance than a good thing. I guess in case you want to just hop over things. But for me, I didn't see a point to it ever. If anything, it messes me up more than it ever helps me. Alright, pick up a yarn there. This is the last faucet we gotta hit. Basically closing all the faucets, which somehow makes the lava disappear. I'm not entirely sure how that's gonna make it disappear. I guess maybe they'll clean it up after when Hat Kid's done. You know, the Mafia are very resourceful people. They all look alike, but they're very, very smart at what they do. I have to give them credit for that. Let's grab you. I know I always go quiet at the end of the grabbing the timepiece. I always split at a very specific point. I picked it up from Mario 64 when I used to run that game. I just find like an audio cue. It kind of helps me keep my times consistent on my splits. Though we use the in-game timer up there, as you can see, which is what is used for leaderboards, so doesn't really matter too much, but keeps me on my route, keeps me good. Oh, okay, so as you see right there, it had me confirm something. We're missing a key item for this. There is a hat later that lets you slow down time, and you're supposed to use this to beat the fastest man alive here, which is a Mafia strapped to a rocket. So, oh, we're not going to do that. We're going to skip this. Hopefully I do this correctly the first time. Sorry if I get quiet again. Aha, he pushed me out of the way. There's 2 ways you could do that. Is you could roll out at the end, or you could run like I was doing there. But sometimes you risk the Mafia guy pushing you out of the way at the end. And that's what happened there. I should have did a jump. That probably would have been better. There we go. Got it. Alright. Sorry about that. A little quiet, but that is my run killer for sure. I spent a lot of the time before the stream practicing it, trying to get a more consistent way of doing it. So far, that's the best way I've found to do it, at least consistently. Oh, no. Always gotta remember, it takes me over to the thing. Like, the time rifts, when you first find them, they'll show pictures of where they are. It'll kind of help you figure out where to go. For this one, kind of just gotta go straight over here. Oop. Want to go down here. And it's in here. If you actually talk to that mafia, he will kind of mention that, you know, nothing ever happens here, stuff like that. Which is a little bit weird. Alright. So every world in this game has 2 of these time rifts, as well as one of the purple rifts. And all of those do have a timepiece in them, so we will be doing all of those. Might be a little slow in the cycle, I might miss this. Oh, yep. I felt it. Sucks when you feel it and you just know. There we go. Another color. I don't like this color, so we're not using that one. That will not be the color. Okay, so now we're done with that world. We're heading off to the next one. Actually, I believe this is the 3rd act, but or the 3rd chapter. Sorry, but I go here second because we need a mask from this world to complete, and we also need, not the mask. Sorry, we need a specific item to complete the next world completely. So it kind of makes sense just to run over here. And we're also going to meet one of my favorite characters in this game, Snatcher. He is this ghost that steals souls, basically. He has you can fill contracts and takes your souls. Take your soul from you. Like, this whole, like, section gives me a kind of a Paper Mario feel, oddly enough. Especially Snatcher himself. He gives me a very, very Paper Mario feel. So if you're a fan of Thousand Year Door, you're probably gonna like Snatcher. There he is. Good old Snatcher. Alright, so basically we have to choose these contracts. That's another neat thing about this game. Like, the first world you saw was very Mario Sunshine-ish. You did a mission, you had a specific goal in there, and that was it. In the other levels, you don't really get, like, missions so straightforward. Like, in this one, you have to get the contracts. In the next one, like, the missions are very different. Like, locations are very different for each mission. And then for the final one, it's more of a free roam. So you kind of just go around and do what you want in whatever order. So it's pretty neat how they did that. That was a nice change up, because honestly, when I first started playing the game, I wasn't too happy that they were taking that Sunshine approach. As much as I love Sunshine, I've never been a fan of the whole pick a mission, go out, go in. So the fact that it's changed up a little bit is kind of neat. They did a lot of neat things in this game. This game did have a very long development cycle. I kind of came late to the game itself. I believe it was in development for about 4 years, I heard. Alright. We're going to slide down here because now we're going to get a little more distance on this. Alright, so we want that up there. These little cherries, you get some of the spirits in there and they turn into cherry bombs. Which was a joke I kind of missed out until recently. I'm gonna grab a relic right there. Oop. And then toss it in there. I know some people have called them apples, but I don't know how you call it an apple. So now we're taking these paintings over here, and what we're doing with the painting is gonna be a little weird. We have to burn the painting. We just gotta burn this painting because these spirits want to die. They want to burn the fire. Hat Kid's kind of an arsonist. You're gonna learn that pretty quick. So, grab this. We're gonna blow this up and get another. You kind of have to throw the cherry into the thing, or else it's not gonna blow up instantly. That's another relic right there. We only need about 3 more before we're done with relics. There we go. Over here. Yeah, like I said, Hat Kid's a little bit of an arsonist. Little creepy. It's cute, but creepy. Alright, so now we want this mission here. You want specific missions in specific orders, because, depending on what I'm doing. Okay, so the next mission is actually where we're gonna get one of the most useful things in the game, in my opinion, is how do we describe it? A hook shot, I guess we can call it. It's kind of like a hook shot. You swing with it around. It's super. It's kind of like. Oh wait, I got a better way to describe it. The if you played Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker, there is the little rope, the little grapple swing you had. It's kind of like that. It's the best way I can describe it. Maybe a bit more useful because you don't have to aim it every time. That's that was kind of the downside of that one. We're also gonna burn some more foxes here because, well, they're weird and they want to be burned.
You'll come with me.
Oop.
Come with me.
The swamp here is a little scary because, as you'll see, yeah, right there, those hands, they will grab you eventually if you're like standing in there too long. And they do slow your movement down quite a bit by jumping into the swamp. So you kind of want to not get stuck in there. Even during that little cutscene there, if I happen to get stuck, they can grab me. All right, I'm gonna try to get this. Hack it. You okay? There we go. I'm gonna try to grab this and not have to hit the bell again. Oh, okay. Nope. Guess you're hitting the bell again. I don't fully understand the grabbing mechanics of this game. Sometimes grappling hook. Yep, that's what we're gonna call this, grappling hook. Sorry, I know that was random. It just jumped in my head all of a sudden. I was looking at it, I'm like, wait, grappling hook. That's actually a really good way to describe this thing. Anyways, so toss that in here, and there you go. The way this works is it's a little annoying bit of a system, but it's a badge. So you have to have it equipped, which can lead to some issues, like with other things. Like it can get in the way of other badges, and it'll de-equip itself as well. You can get badge upgrade slots, but we're not gonna waste our time with any of that. The well is actually a really cool level. One of my favorites. Oh, okay. Come on, up there. The song is very reminiscent of, well, depending who you ask, but for me, it reminds me a lot of Pokemon Snap. If you guys ever played that. There's that cave section with the Bulbasaurs and the Ditto and stuff like that. So every time I play this, I always hear Pokemon Snap. Yeah, also, at this point, there's supposed to be water, flooding and chasing after you, but we kind of skip all that. It doesn't trigger it. So we kind of skip most of that section and just kind of get up here real quick. It's very nice. It's very, very handy for that. This game does have a lot of ways of kind of skipping over sections if you're, you can kind of get there. The jumping and everything in this game is very good for that. They give you a lot of options on how to control your character. Ooh. And Okay. So now we're doing the first time rift, which we're going to go into this mail delivering mission. We're not going to do that yet, but we do it after the time rift. It's just a lot easier to do. There's a lot of weird missions in this game. Like, I don't think there's any missions that are just straight up go grab the timepiece, which is probably a good thing. Like, you usually have to do something weird along the way. And a lot of these games do tend to sometimes have it just out in the open. I guess if I had to give a downside to the game, it's a little short. There's only 40 timepieces, so it's not too many. But they are adding 2 new DLC worlds eventually. I think the first one comes out like sometime next year, they've said. So, I'm looking forward to that. And of course, with the user-generated content, it's gonna last a while. And if you're a fan of Mario 64, someone has already put Thwomp's Fortress into it. Don't worry about it. It's already there. That was there like week 1 when the workshop went up. People love their Mario. Alright. So this time rift can go bad a lot of ways for me, personally. It depends on this part right here. Alright, there we go. Sometimes Hat Kid won't get the height off of that for some reason. And, like, she'll just kind of stall in midair. And if that happens, you pretty much have to grab onto that hook or you're gonna fall. One of the two. More often than not, I just fall. Alright, don't want to fall here either. Oh, that was weird. I must have been really quick because the timepiece was in a much different spot than I'm used to. The timepiece is constantly moving as you go along the level, so where it's at is going to depend really on how quick you get there. I would say this chapter wasn't my favorite of the 4. Like, I like the characters in it, but I didn't. The chapter and the whole thing itself was kind of for me, personally. Definitely the best chapter in the game is chapter 2. And this chapter does have one of the best boss fights. Or at least the best boss fight music. It mixes very well. But I would say the same about chapter 2. Alright then. So now we're going to talk to Snatcher in his adorable little mailman hat here. Honestly, Snatcher is just a wonderful character in general. So here we get like this really neat little scooter. Look at, okay, I'm stuck on something. Get this neat little scooter here, and we're basically delivering mail. We are Snatcher's mail girl right now. Alright, so go here to activate this. And like I said, we do have to get our missions, but after like a few couple, like you have to kind of get it like through this. So I want to grab this mission first because it makes it easier to grab the next one. Okay. And then, oh, I got all turned around now. Grab this. Alright, this is kind of a hard shot here. The mail thing works a little weird. There we go, that one worked well. The way you toss them, especially with the inverted controls. Oh, that tree likes to troll me. Alright, heading down here. Going straight. And the way I used to do this was a lot worse. Ah, no. Come on. Oh, this guy. There we go. Okay. Now I want to get up here. I don't want to grab onto that. No reason to activate that because there's another one along the way. That guy. I missed one. What did I miss? Wait, hold on. Red. I missed one. Oh, this guy. Always have a tendency to miss at least one of the guys that I toss it into. Alright, so real quick here, what we're gonna do also is I'm gonna switch my badge up for the next mission coming up. So now we're going into Act 4. So, Act 4, this game made me very salty. Because First of all, it was actually pretty creepy the first time I played through it. And actually scared the crap out of me. And so when I started doing runs of the game, I started learning how to get through this as quick as possible. So I went through this multiple times, and you know, figured out how to get through it. And I got the time down pretty good. Like, I think I was getting through the whole thing in like a minute and a half or something like that. Some small amount of time. Not long at all, considering how much you had to do. And well, you'll see why this makes me salty now. We'll show you when we get there. It's very obnoxious. Also, this area looks really nice. I'm gonna hit that because I don't need that. Actually, I can just put on my box mask here. Oh, okay, or not. Come on, get my mask. You don't really need the fox mask for any of this, but normally at this part right here, you're supposed to grab a cherry that's down there and just carry it up there to that guy, so you can just jump over it. Actually, I can swap off the mask now. Only need it for that like first bit. Ooh. But most of these walls you can just climb over, so we just do that. Ooh. So coming up here is kind of where my salt begins. I didn't really watch any other runs of this because I'm very specific when I do runs of games. I don't tend to watch other runs until I've like fully fleshed out my own, and then I start learning from other things. The thing is here, we're not supposed to use our mask or our other things, so grab this. So right between these two barrels, if you crawl in here, there's a thing that warps you all the way to the very top of the level. And when I found this, when I saw this in a run, after, you know, finally learning my own stuff, oh man, was I salty. Just major salt. Just an entire skip of a world. Pretty much. Had no idea it was there. Didn't even think about trying that. So I guess, you know, if you don't like horror stuff, there's a way to skip that completely. Can fully get through that without having any issues. Don't be a CrimsonMay. Don't be salty. Stay unsalted. I was like, wait, did I get the thing? The saltiest warp possible. The Toilets of Doom. This is actually a fun boss fight too. I mean, it's kind of the same thing as just, you know, chill around, but the music of all the boss fights is just so good that it makes me... I can't ever be mad at sitting there waiting for like a cycle because I'm just enjoying the music. Alright, here we go. This is why I swapped off to the hook again right when I did, because I could do it there or I could do it later. So yeah, we have to fight this giant toilet. There we go, got that. So he's gonna spit out the cherry. This first cycle he kind of just spits out the cherries and stuff, and then he'll bounce around, eventually go in the middle, and boop, there we go, hit him there. I didn't get to the other side in time to get the cherry where I wanted it. That's fine. In there. Grab that. The first bit's easy because you can just kind of swing off the middle here. Eventually that's going to be gone and then we can't do that anymore, but... So now I want to hit this cherry here, except it's being difficult. Come on. And there we go. Sometimes it's just better to just swing and let it come to you. If you're on like a good little area for it. Alright, here we go. So now he's gonna swap off. This is when you can't do that anymore. Can't swing around. Oop. 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 Okay. I'm used to being a lot closer to them when they do that move. Kind of weird being on the other side of the map. So this cherry bomb attack's pretty easy. If you notice, whenever they like land like that, I'm jumping up in the air. I don't know why I decided to do this, but a lot of bosses, when they like do that landing thing, it will like knock Hat Kid off her feet like that. And it's a bit of an obnoxious thing to deal with. So you kind of got to make sure you're always jumping off the ground whenever you get into those situations. I'm trying to think what other bosses do that quite frequently. I think the biggest scenario of it is in this world. A couple of the other bosses will do it, but this one definitely does it a lot more than everything else. We're also not going to do the Purple Rift of this world just yet. We're going to do it actually later on the way over. Alright, so this one takes a bit longer. We have to get the Time Rift open, but we need to do something else before we do it to make the Purple Rift open later. Because as you saw with the foxes, we were destroying their paintings and burning them. And that gets rid of these like firewalls that you'll see around the area. Like you see one up there, that green wall. We need to get rid of those in order to continue on to certain areas. And the purple Time Rift happens to be behind the green wall.
I'll borrow you real quick.
Grab this. So you can't use your hat while you're using these paintings, so I like to do that to kind of speed up this process a little bit. Alright, burn that one. Oop. Gonna head on over here now. Now this one, if I toss it right, things will be good. If I toss it wrong, oh, on top of this guy, on, up there. If I toss it right, we'll have a good time. If I toss it wrong, I have to climb up here twice, and I'd rather do it right the first time. Okay. And aim it right here. I'll take a little extra moment to aim. Come on. There we go. Okay. That saves us some time of having to do this. Alright. One more up here now. There we go.
Borrow you real quick.
So, again, sorry if I get quiet. Some of these jumps are a little more precise, and they need me to focus on what I'm doing. I wouldn't say there's any hugely precise stuff in this. There's a couple. Like, it's kind of a nice game in that sense. Oh boy. No, that's okay.
Come with me.
Like, nothing feels like too terribly precise when it comes to jump. Oh.
I'll borrow you real quick.
This though, the paintings can be very frustrating when they don't feel like going where you want them to. And I'm just gonna, as a disclaimer right now, if you go watch someone else do this run, it's probably gonna be way different than mine. Because I'm weird and tend to do things that probably are slower in the long run. I've learned this about myself by now. Hey, get in there. So, just keep that in mind. You probably get a lot different results for other people. I'm weird like that. Oh, get that. Kind of forgot which one I was doing for a second there. I'm sure there is one Time Rift later that I absolutely despise, and it's these like cat enemies that I'll explain them as I get to them. But those things are some of the worst things I've ever had in a game. Alright, so I'll try this one out here. Let's see here. Oh, okay. So one of the two ways that that happens. Oh, here it is. We got the color. One of the two things that will happen during that part is either I'll land on the platform, miss the timepiece, or I'll just grab the timepiece directly. I don't know what differs because I jumped straight at it either way, but you know, hey, we'll take it. We take those. All right, now we're gonna fight the boss, and the boss of this world is amazing. It's like they looked at Undertale and they said, "Hey, let's just make like an Undertale boss, but in 3D." The best way to describe this boss at all. Only sucky part is no hat. So, yeah, a lot of dodging. This music, though. If you don't like this music, I don't know what's wrong with you. Sorry, I feel bad for you. This boss is also very self-aware of like the game, which is kind of funny. He mentions what you waiting for him to turn blue to attack him. Now, there is something very weird that can happen with this boss. So, during one of these cycles, he's going to do that attack again. And, well, it will basically drop one of these blue potions on the floor, and we can pick it up and toss it at him to make him hittable. But I've had it where sometimes the potion spawns on him and will actually hit him. Like, I don't know how to do it again. I've had it happen once during a run, and I was very confused for a moment. But it was actually amazing. Alright, potion's over there. Sorry, I always get the music stuck in my head. So yeah, now you attack him with his own potion. Now I kill him blue. And now we can hit him when, you know, he actually shows up. You know, if he just stayed in the middle, I wouldn't be able to hit him. This plan was all flawed because he came out here and tried to attack me himself. Oh. Okay, that was weird. I was like stuck inside of him. So this winking attack, if you pay attention to which direction he winks, that's how you know where to hit. So, a little bit, it's a little subtle. I like that. It's telegraphed, but, oh. Yeah, sometimes the stage will get messed up, too. Like, I don't know what happens, like, the black background won't be there, so you actually see, like, the whole thing. I've had it happen, like, once or twice. It's very weird. Kind of funny when it does happen, though. Makes it very easy to tell who's who, though. Oh. I'm getting hit a lot today. Wait, oh no. Well then, I have brought this close to the edge, haven't I? Okay, we're good. We're good. Didn't mess it up. I'm just kidding. It was to build suspense. That was it. It was totally just to make you guys think that we were in trouble. Gotta raise the stakes when you're playing for a marathon, right? Gotta make it a little more. This is one of the best scenes in this game, in my opinion. Just let Hat Kid be your lawyer. She will take care of everything. Look at this. Got a contract? Boom, fixed. Hat Kid Law Firm. Get your soul back. You lost your soul to Snatcher? Don't worry, Hat Kid take care of that. Forget about it. I'm used to mashing circle here, but I can't mash. Oop. I think the sucky part about having that random chance of the potion hitting Snatcher on its own. Well, you see, now I get a lot of points. Like when I get to this part of the run, I always lose time here because I just don't get that luck again. Like it's just time I lose automatically, which kind of sucks. Alright, so now we're going to put together the train set. Amazingly, we have not got a hat design yet. We usually have one by now. Alright. Now we're going to, in my opinion, the best chapter. The Battle of the Birds chapter is just amazing. And as much as I love Snatcher and his music, I have to give it to this chapter for best boss music. And it's also just my favorite chapter to run through. Alright. Oh, okay. No, land on the cactus kid. There we go. So, Dead Bird Studios chapter is basically, there's these two bird directors, DJ Grooves and the conductor. The conductor makes a bunch of like Western movies, and DJ Grooves makes a bunch of like musical movies and stuff like that, dancing things. So they're both battling to, you know, make the best movie and win the Bird Movie Awards. And Hat Kid gets kind of tossed in the middle of it. This is one of the riffs that can kind of be trouble for me. It really depends on, honestly, kind of depends on the riff's mood. Today it's being nice though. When I was practicing this the other day, I died like 4 times just trying to get to that one wire for some reason. Alright. Over. Oh, come on. I would say one thing in this game, Hat Kid is a little bit clingy when it comes to walls. She likes to hug the walls a lot. Here. Grab on up here. Now grab that last one in the corner. And it is nice that we don't have to collect all the artwork in these, because there are little artwork things in here that will kind of give a little extra bonus, like backstory to some of the characters. Usually like the main enemies of the world. Though I do find Snatcher's story pretty interesting. As well as... Oh, why is he... Okay, I don't know why he was moving there. He's usually, like, on the other side. I don't know, maybe I was a little slow on something. I didn't feel like it, but... These birds. Those two just like to do what they like to do. Oh, okay. No climbing. This is a no climb zone. Go home. Ah. Man, these birds. The birds are just obnoxious. Okay. I don't know why... I have not been able to figure out what causes them to be in their weird patterns. Sometimes they'll be, you know, just walking along normally, and then other times they'll be right where they are like that. They'll just be together. Like, I don't know if it's like the way I spawned them or something, or just the way I moved about caused them to do that. I like to try to get this one into the corner here, because it kind of makes the pawns appear in the corner. Makes my life easier. There we go. And now... It's hard to say what my favorite mission is. I know what my favorite music from, like, one of the missions is, not including boss music. But in this world, there's a lot of good missions. I might say the second one that we do after this is probably my favorite. The train, like, murder scene is great. Sadly, when doing a speedrun, you don't get to enjoy the full glory of that chapter. I would highly suggest finding all the case files on that one, though. You know what? Because it's a marathon. Hold on. We're gonna style Hat Kid up a little bit. Get some double shades going on. Alright, there we go. You gotta swag it up for marathons, right? Need the double shades. Alright, so now we're just gonna make our way through this area. It's not too bad. There's a lot of fun movement in this section. Like, this section has just... It's really fluid when you get it going. Double Shades Hat Kid is probably the best thing. Also, she has like a little James Bond pose. I'll show off if I get a chance, but... Depends on... Really, if I have anywhere I have to stand still for a moment. Ooh. Now we can do it real quick here. As you can see, she gets a little pose going on. Little details in this game are glorious. Alright, so here's another section I think I'm a little different than other runners. Ah. Come on. This camera angle is a little weird to do it on, but if I can do it right. There we go, land on top of the fence, and jump over here. That bird has like X-ray vision. Like, he can see above him through things. It doesn't matter. He will find you. So jumping over him is kind of hard. All right, so here's a part where we're going to abuse the mouse a little bit. And we're gonna click through this part because right here we have to do that, and there we go. It's like the one time we use the keyboard for anything. Also, the conductor is like one of the best characters. It's just a great idea in general. Teleporting grooves. Ooh. Alright then. So now we have the train chapter. I'm actually not sure how people do this one yet. I've seen how, like, when I was running the game more, I saw how the world record holder did it. And again, it was one of those things that I just did differently. But I think they also use the keyboard at this point, but I do not. Hey, get in there. So yeah, this is the train murder scene. Also, I apologize if the frames here drop a little bit. My computer specifically does not like this section for some reason.
1, 2, presto!
Hopefully it's doing alright with it today, but some days, give me that. Some days it just does not like this area. I'm actually waiting for the PS4 version to come out so I don't have these issues. Alright. So, basically, you kind of talk to the... What the premise is, you're supposed to answer all these, like, weird crows that are around. They'll ask you a bunch of questions. And then those things will fill out, like, the murder scene. Like, they'll ask you what the name of your aunt is, and that will be the name of the cardboard cutout. So, my first playthrough with my stream, it was Aunt Margaret. And it's just, like, a bunch of funny little things. And you'll hear the birds mention constantly the thing you answered to whatever their question was. Like, what body part are you most ashamed of? They do have answers if you don't fill them in. Like, I think the one for what you're most ashamed of is, like, it'll just say your butt. Alright, so over here, what we're going to do is we're going to jump past this guy real quick. Grab this, and then get caught by him. And that's going to warp us back down here. Go through this door. And then hop over to this bookshelf. And it's kind of hard to tell if you haven't played this before, but we are skipping a lot of random stuff. Like, there's just a bunch of, like, extra bonus rooms you're supposed to go through. And you'd have these little time sections and stuff. Also, we gotta wait here because there's, like, a thing that'll take us back, teleport us. Yeah, see? Like, you skip a lot of this chapter. So, honestly, again, I would highly recommend going through this game just to see this chapter alone. Like, we're pretty much at the end of it already. The way it works is that it expects you to go through certain doors at certain times. So as you go through the doors, time advances. As you can see, it just went to the hour. So once you go through that final door right there, that's when the chapter is going to end. So you can kind of just skip around on things. And if you don't find any case files, it will just give you the conductor as one. I would say the best case file is the very final one, which puts Hat Kid as a suspect. And it's just glorious. I suppose if we have time at the end of it, and it's okay, I can show that one off. But you get this nice little movie ending here as well. It's also interesting with this one because there is technically 2 boss fights you can have. They both function the same, but depending on who does the better movies, you'll either fight the conductor or DJ Grooves. I always end up fighting DJ Grooves just out of the way I play the levels, because I don't do a lot of the conductor stuff. I found it's very hard to make the conductor win. Alright, so right here, this is my favorite music in this game, like level-wise. I think it's just, I don't know, there's something too good about it. This one, you're supposed to just go around and get fans, build up, like, you know, a following. So you would go around, take pictures, talk to people, things like that. Oop. This music's too good, though. There's also a very nice, smooth jazz version of it if you get it during the roulette, which makes it even better. I love DJ Grooves, personally. That's my favorite boss to win. So honestly, I'm kind of happy that we fight him. I like the conductor and all, but something about DJ Grooves is wonderful. You do need to be careful with this one, because I've had this glitch happen where, like, usually it's during this point right here. If, like, you talk to someone else or something, the counter kind of starts going down. And then it just soft locks there. And you can't do anything. Alright then, so next we are doing the first timer to this area. I would say this area has some of the best time roofs. I like them a lot. I don't know why. Just kind of do enjoy them. They're all pretty. I mean, I say that, but the parade one's a bit of a pain. That's a bit of an annoyance, but other than that.
But if you had a pet.
So the first time rift is just over here. The time rifts in this one are thankfully not that difficult to find. It can be a bit of a pain if you don't really know levels, but I feel like as long as you're paying attention, you'll find the timers pretty easy. Oop. Alright. This one, I kind of learned some stuff from other people. And that was slow on the other part, because usually this first one should be open up, but I don't know if that's random on where it starts. Sometimes it feels like it. Okay, cool. Fun. Another thing about playing this game is no matter how many times I do it, I always feel like something changes. Let's you know, for safety, let's hit this time. I usually don't ever touch that, but for safety reasons and it's a marathon, let's not worry about. Oop. Oop. Ah, kid, can you not jump over the thing? Sometimes she doesn't like to grab the edge. I don't know what causes that. Alright, hold on. There we go. Like I said, that one's weird. Anything that requires me to grab a ledge to pull myself up can either just work smoothly as all heck, or it will just do that and you'll slide down very sadly. Very, very sadly. Okay, so next coming up, hopefully... I haven't been keeping track of my pawn count, so I'm hoping that I'm okay on them. Okay, we're good. The worst thing is when you're not... you're short on pawns and you have to, like, go collect some from someplace. This is why right here we went to the subcon first, because we wanted to get the hook for this mission. A lot of speedrunners like this mission. Me personally, I'm whatever with it. I mean, the point of it is to go fast, so it makes sense they like it. For me, I'm kind of okay with it. I don't dislike it, or oh, okay, that was weird. I don't dislike it, but I don't like absolutely love it. I love the music though, but I feel like a broken record with that because this entire game I just love the music in. I've not really found a song of this game that makes you go, eh, I don't really like it. Up we go. I've been trying to figure out some things in this level that I haven't been able to still. I've seen other people that can jump across and seem to land on everything, and whenever I try to do it, I just fall and die, and I feel stupid. I'm moving a little slow here, so I'm probably gonna have to grab an extra time thing on the way. I don't know, we'll see. Also, could never dodge that guy. Never lucky. Wow, rude. Man, why are those guys blowing up on me all the time? Missed this one. Let me grab that, because I've messed up way too much on this one. Normally could do that without grabbing any of those, but considering we were a bit behind, didn't want to do that. Don't need to be repeating a whole section like that. Alright, so next up is a very long, kind of just auto-scrolling kind of thing. So I guess if the commentator has anything to read, go for it. Alright, if they want to sit, because I'll probably be a little quieter. There ain't much to talk about. It's mostly just, I'll explain like the beginning bit of it, I guess. But other than that, basically talk to JJ Grizz over here, and we're gonna throw a little parade. We're gonna start the parade, and we're just gonna run around for a while. I'm gonna collect some pawns. Other than that, not much going on. I had to do a couple things like press some buttons, but this is pretty much it. So, give my voice a rest. Further away from the computer. Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll pick up that then. But now we have something to do anyway, so now I can actually say something about it. Basically, now we're gonna be hitting these switches, which will activate the, I guess, the pyrotechnics. So there's only 3 of them. Again, there's really not much to this. There's not much to this chapter, this act. It's just mostly run around, hit these things occasionally, and then wait until the time for the next one. It's not a bad idea. It's just it equates to, you know, an auto scroller, which in a speed run we don't really like. We didn't ask for this. I guess we have to give them a pass. They did pretty good on this game, so we'll give them a pass for one auto scroller. Oh, jump. If you look at the bottom right, you'll see there's actually a timer there. That's that little blue bar filling up, so we kind of want to be in position for the next thing we have to do when that goes off. We still have time, though. The penguins here will drop hearts and stuff, which is very useful when you suck and, you know, get hit. And that happens a lot to me on this stage. The owls are kind of relentless. I feel like they did upgrade the owl speed while I was away. That's one thing I've noticed. But it could just be me imagining it. There's also this weird thing when it comes to wires. If you're doing the run and you land on a wire, Hat Kid will keep running even when on the wire. Alright, we're close enough to the area. Oh, that one. That one. Last one's all the way in the corner, and then we just want to get towards the middle. Yep. Alright, so we're going to want to be towards the middle right now. That's where the timepiece is going to spawn. But while we're waiting, because we still have some time, I guess I'll go over here and grab a heart from this guy. Everything in the stage gets kind of hectic as you go along and do all these little side missions. Also, one really cool thing is Hat Kid has this little different animation for her walk when she's on with the hat. It's one of those little touches that I really liked. I'm gonna take some damage here because honestly there's no point in me dodging all this stuff. It's a little too far over. Ah, oh, okay. Way too far over. Fortunately, he did not knock me into the crowd and end my my adventures. There we go. Conductor. That's all done. Oh,
Here we go.
right. So when you get 25 timepieces, which is what you need to access the final world, Mustache Girl here appears and will break into your ship and steal the timepieces you worked so hard to collect. Because, you know, she's a jerk like that. It's kind of like just a little section. You go over here, open the thing, and there you're done. It's not too much. Though she does abuse the timepieces to change the entire world. She basically finds out that the timepieces have the ability to, like, change time and stuff like that, like, make time go back and correct things, quote unquote. I'm short, I think. Oh no, we got the. We do. I think we are. Am I short? I think I'm short. Yeah, I needed 150, didn't I? Oh boy. Okay. That's gonna be a little bit of a problem. I'll have to pick up some more pawns somewhere. Like I said, pawns can really mess you up. I think there might be some in here I can pick up on here. Yeah, let's grab all these. I can come back here later and finish the stuff I need to do, so. It's not the, oh, okay, I could, nope, that was not what you're supposed to do. This is one of those times where I was saying, like, sometimes Hackett just doesn't want to grab things. And I'm not entirely sure what causes it, but that is one of those times. Now what am I gonna do? I guess I can finish the Bird Act 6 and then... So we'll do the Parade Rift and all that, and then we'll do Bird Act 6 and we can finish all that. It helps to not have to go back up here and fill it in, but unfortunately didn't have enough. It's kind of like the backup to it. Do the parade. I guess I'll grab a couple pawns in here. Take a little bit of time off to grab what I can. It's not too out of the way. Need another 20, so that's kind of where we're at with that. Alright. So this rift has kind of changed for me. Because, like I said, when I was away from the game, I wasn't running it for a while. Mostly because Mario Odyssey took over my life. A way I did this seems to have changed. I'm not entirely sure. But I spent a good hour the day I was practicing to get, you know, all the rust off. And I could not get the trick to work anymore. So I'm kind of under the assumption it was patched or fixed in some weird way. I don't know why it would be. It was kind of specific, but you know, I mean, things happen. Normally I would go up that right wall and I would jump and try to get over the ledge, but and I could climb over a wall, but it doesn't seem to work anymore, so I gotta do it the boring way. Shouldn't it be patched? I don't know, I kept trying to do it, but I couldn't get it, so. You could have down patched it. Let's see. Well, oh well. I do have chat open, I apologize. I'm not like answering things randomly. I just found myself rambling about what's going on. Alright, so I did it that way. Not the best way, but it gets it done. Alright, X6 now. This is a weird one. I have a split for this and everything, but I really don't need it. It's kind of just a little thing. Let me see in a moment here. So we're gonna go to X6, so it's just gonna be done in a moment here. And there you go, that's X6. Done. X6 over. I don't know why, but that's just the way it is. Okay. So now we're gonna go over here and we're gonna get a phone call from someone. They're gonna tell us that the event was rigged and that we need to go back to Deadbird Studio at night. But we're gonna go do some stuff. I'm gonna go do this real quick. And here's our Elvis impersonator birds. They are strange. They're strange. They are annoying as well. Like if you happen to run towards them and you know don't move out of their way when they're running at you, well, you're gonna get knocked off pretty hard. They're pushy. They're aggressive. Fortunately, it looks like we're gonna get through this with no issues from them. Nice and quick. No issues there. Get another nice little roulette. Sadly, you can't get any music that wasn't available before. So if you hadn't heard a song, they won't allow you to get anything else. Which kind of sucks, but at the same time, it's not bad. It's not the worst thing. Alright, so now as you see, Deadbird Studio has the exclamation mark. And now we're going back to Deadbird Studio at night. Sadly, there's no glasses this time, so we can't grab it. Oh, hey. Back it. Ooh, it's close. The night section of this is pretty interesting. It's kind of cool to come back here. Oh, crap. I forgot that I still needed pawns. So I should been... I think I'll be alright. I should grab enough on the way through this mission. Never seen the door open again. Now I gotta kill some time. Got a little moment here. Because for some reason, they decided to have this elevator make it look like it was going down. I guess for the immersion. But I'm just gonna point out, if you... Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Alright, I can see. We're not moving anywhere. You can see in the background, like on the back left there, we're moving. We're not going anywhere. We've just been sitting here this whole time. We could have gone. They have trapped me here against my will. Just want to go, man. I just want to go. I gotta go fast. Come on. Let me go. Free me. Thank you. This... I'm a little upset because, again, this is one of the things they patched out. Unless, I guess, you have a unpatched version. But you used to be able to climb up there and kind of go around outside the boundaries. Well, you can't do that anymore. So now I have to go through this way. I mean, you could still skip a lot of this world, but not as fun. It's not as fun as going outside of where you're supposed to be. It's alright, it's not too bad. Climb these walls here. I'm good on my pawns, but I'm kind of over collecting right now. Since it's a marathon, I want to make sure we have enough and not have to stop what I'm doing to go on a pawn collection mission. Alright, this part we're just going to hit these switches. They're pretty straightforward. Those lights aren't solid, don't worry about it. Don't question it. They have very advanced technology here at Deadbird Studio. Didn't want pesky solid lights getting in your way. That's Phil. Phil's the night guard here. He's not very good at his job though. He tends to just stay on his phone all night. Kind of walks back and forth in that one section. Don't really know why I don't know why they hired him. I personally don't like Phil. He doesn't really do anything. Alright, so over here, we need to make one little quick detour. We have to go into this room here with all the awards, and we need to grab this key. We need the key for the end of the level. Now, normally they want me to go to the right here and do a bunch of random things, but we're not going to do that. That's a lot of work. We're just going to jump up here, go around, and we're through. There we go. Grab this relic. Hey, go through the door. And now we're at... Oh, I would say it's really hard. It's between this and Snatcher's fight, but these are the two best boss fights in the game. Well, this is definitely the best bird fight, I guess. Something about this fight is just too good. Though I think this one, the music might win this one for me. I would say Snatcher's fight's a bit more involved with the player. I feel like you're doing a little more than that. Not that you're not doing anything in this one, but a lot of it requires me just to stand still and dodge at the right time by jumping. Occasionally moving out of the way, as you see. Yeah. This is the longest fight though, for sure. This has 5 different like little sections to it. So this fight lasts a good while. He likes to trick you up like that. Pretty much diving and everything on the right timing will kind of make it easier for you. Because the square dive attack does make you invulnerable. Also, you can just kind of stand over here. And you're good. You can dodge that attack. Don't know why, but you can. And yeah, his thing is he kind of takes pictures and like duplicates his attacks. And again, the conductor would do the same thing. But I don't know. I mean, it's just there's so much to the fight. It's good. It's just a good fight. Not good speedrun wise. That's for sure. Speedrun wise, I would say probably one of the worst ones. Just for the amount of time we're going to be in here. Oh, now we're going to have a nice little lovely chat with them. There we go. Gotta wait for the nice little chat. And then he starts a bomb through your back, and then, you know. I always forget I have to walk towards it. I don't know why.
Remember this?
And now... And this isn't even, like, the last, like, segment of this fight. There's still one more after it. I do not know what causes him to toss you back there. Like, it seems like it's when you're too close, but sometimes, like, you're not even that close and he'll still do it to you. Yeah, it's a bit weird on that. There's a couple moves in here that are a little weird. Oh, there you go. And the RNG does usually affect fights. I think this is the only fight it's not affected in. I think this fight actually doesn't have any RNG. I think he does the same attacks every time in a row. Pretty sure, like, every time I fought him, it's always been, seems like the same thing. Alright. I think it's like 5 hits per thing. If I remember. Pretty sure. They also changed the scissors during that update. I'm not sure why. Gave a little design to it. I guess to make it neat. Alright, now I have these guys to deal with. Now I kind of have to keep moving. Makes some of these parts a little harder, but not extremely so. You just gotta be kind of conscious of what you're doing. Though it's really the music to this boss that really makes it. Okay. There we go. I think it's timing on the jump. Okay, now we're going back to the forest and we're gonna finish off the time race there, because now I have enough for it. So real quick, gonna head up here. Hopefully I don't mess up my... We're also done with the relics, I forgot to mention. After the last relic we got was in that level right there. So we are done with relics now. We just have to get... Oh, I was stuck on something. We just have to put them into their pedestals, and we're almost done with pawns. We only need another 200 for the last one, and we pretty much get that naturally just by playing the next level. So it shouldn't be too bad in that sense. Should be good on all that now. The last time rift in here is kind of weird to get to. I feel like sometimes I make the jump easily, and other times I struggle with just getting to hit the actual time rift. This level is also interesting in the way that there is a noose in it with the sexiest voice you will ever hear. So, you know, if you're into that thing, this is the level for you. Just go hang off the noose for a bit and you'll hear it. A lot of interesting stuff to this game. A lot of questionable stuff too. Alright, there we go. The Sleepy Subcon, I struggle with this. This is the one rift I said that I had issues with. I tend to mess it up a lot. This is also the worst level to play, like, if you're really tired. The music in it will definitely make you want to go to sleep. I seem to be doing alright in it today. Seem to be hanging in there. I do pick up, like, one extra pawn in there, because it lets me skip the very last section of this area without having to really do anything. Gotta wait for a second. Didn't get any hits, that's good. I grab a lot of some of the easier pawns to get because it lets me skip way more of this. So we should have one. Ooh. That was a little close. Drop him here. So now we don't have to stop to get that guy down from his little perch. We can just run straight through. Alright, got these. Again, the RNG of these things, it's like my worst nightmare. There we go. We're good. This little bit, and now we're entering the, well, not the final world. I guess technically it's the final world with like multiple timepieces in it, because the last world only has like one. But this is the final like level we're going to, kind of. This is the free roam level. It's interesting. Don't know if it would rank very high on my favorite levels list. I know I've messed up some things in here as well. One of them, I don't know if it's, again, I don't know if it's patched, or I don't know if it's just I have been getting the jump wrong or what, but I kind of lost one of my strats for this area, so it kind of sucks, but it's not the biggest deal. I could still do the area just a couple seconds slower, like maybe 20 seconds slower. 20-30 seconds at most. Unfortunately, work and all that does not leave time to experiment with things. So let's see. It's a bit of a weird world, in my opinion. When I look at this world, I kind of feel like BioShock Infinite. That's the feel this place gives me. Camera likes to get stuck in this area as well. I'm not entirely sure why. Alright. There is going to be a lot of like downtime in this world too, because we're just kind of doing this. And you're just kind of You just kind of gotta wait. I mean, the first time, don't get me wrong, it's pretty cool. But after that it gets a little bit eh. Okay, you just sit here. It's not the most entertaining thing. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, the world's nice to look at. But that kind of just here.
Twilight Bell is this way.
Keep wanting to go towards the Twilight Bell for some reason. Alright, so that's gonna, hitting that will activate all the little flags that spit out from the holes here. And that basically opens up all the places we can go. Now again, this is a free roam world, so we're free to choose whatever path we want first. I just go here because, well, it's the closest to me, pretty much, besides like the windmill or something. So I try to get this done pretty quick. Oh, there's also one more thing they did in here that I do not know what for. They moved one of the time rifts, like, farther back, and I don't know why. Like, it really confused me when I was doing a run one time. And then I reverted back to the other save, or the other state, and now it updated fully on me, and so hopefully I remember where that is and it's not in the other, because there's two areas it could possibly be. And I do not want it to be in the farther one. Yeah, they moved a time rift and just for no reason. They're like, hey, yeah, this time rift isn't here anymore. It's over here. This area actually gave me the most headache trying to figure out where the time rifts even were. I was just searching everywhere, and because you had to do this like slow moving, you know, sections right here flying around, getting around was very obnoxious. And going somewhere to find that it's not there and then you had to go back was even more obnoxious. It was not a fun time. Come on. Also, Hat Kid sometimes forgets how to use ladders. Like, if you're touching a ladder when it becomes, like, available, or, like, right at the edge of it, it'll kind of not work. Not sure why. But it's a thing. We'll let them do what they want. It's their game. Okie doke. Ooh. Let's see if we can get this jump to work. There we go. Alright, there we go. So this is the area I was talking about that I'm not entirely... I'm gonna be honest there. Don't know what happened. I'm gonna be real honest there. That kid just said later. Yeah, normally we go off to the right there and jump off a ledge, but we're gonna go around this way. So again, it's a little slower, but we'll deal with it. It's a little safer. That was the weirdest thing. That I'm sorry. I got a little thrown off by that. Actually, last time when I was practicing this area too and trying to get that to work, Hat Kid did something similar, but like she grabbed onto the ledge and then just hung there until the cutscene was over. So don't know. don't know what, I don't know if they did something there, they changed the momentum, but really, really mess with things. So yeah, normally you would jump across a gap that's up there, kind of save time. Alright. So next we are heading over this way to the Twilight Bell. And this place gives me freaking Twilight Princess vibes if anything ever did. Alright, so now we're good on pawns as well. We have 200 below, so we don't have to worry about, like, needing to collect those anymore. Oh. A little too far, Ah, sorry, we did get one of the new masks. Alright. I've not found a way to skip that without using the mask, so... Oh, come on. Oh, now I gotta pull it out again, because Hatkid decided that grabbing walls again was overrated. Something that happens a little too frequently.
The Twilight Bell is just
And then sometimes she slides on walls that don't exist. There we go. Okay. That's what you're supposed to do, Hatkid. This part's not too bad. Again, things aren't solid, so, you know, makes for easy time. This is actually one of the shorter areas to get through. Like, at least to get to, like, the main part of it. You don't have to go open up a second path or anything. You can just go straight to the Twilight Bell. Now, the Twilight Bell is a little weird for when I'm doing the run, I guess. From what I've seen, other people tend to... I've seen people do it without having the mask. So they do, like, some different things. They tend to do this area second, or after the bird chapter or something, I think. I've seen some other paths that are much different. Me, I don't see why not, and I just get the fox mask. I'm like... Also, we intentionally fall there to kind of get a boost ahead. Yeah, hitboxes don't work in this game. Just... The sooner you learn that, the better. Hitboxes make no sense in this game. Alright, so normally you would go around here, but I kind of just go up here. And we're gonna head off to this direction. You would normally go up to the left here and blow on this horn to open up a flag. If everything goes well, we won't need that. I'm actually gonna grab these because I took a little more damage than I would like to. See, doing these parts without the mask to me is just silly. I mean, it's doable, but it feels like it makes it a lot harder than it needs to be. Those guys are in a very nice pattern. Those guys sometimes will just be in the most difficult pattern to make you have to work for it, but today they were nice. I appreciate that. Alright, so here, this might take me a few tries. I might get a little quiet during it. I've been doing alright in it with my practice, but we'll see. There we go, first try. It's always nice when you get that. I seem to have gotten it down finally. It took a lot of practice to get. I'm not sure if that's actually something other people do here. I've not actually looked in a while. That might be something that other runners do now. I don't know. Again, I have a bad habit of making my life a lot harder and trying to figure out things on my own. I don't know why I went this high, but I did. The windmill, this one's not too bad. Do the weird slide. Ah, interesting.
There's a horn at
Oh, okay. Again, Hat Kid just doesn't like to grab things sometimes. That's fine. Or Hat Kid, what do you? Okay.
there's a horn.
You know what, Hat Kid? You're tired, especially after that weird jump. So we'll give you a break. We'll go this way. 'Cause you clearly don't want to go that way. So we'll make it easier on you. The struggles of Hat Kid. Hey, over there. There we go. Swing around again. These are a nice idea, but they get a little tedious moving around. It just you really don't have much to do during this section except wait. You just wait. You're just flying along. Also, sometimes Hat Kid likes to do that at the end. She'll just run on the pole at the end. And it's like, why not? Fly along here. Alright. Here's my most hated enemy in this game. Like, I'm fine with the design of a lot of things in this game. I hate these things. You might have trouble seeing them. There's these little cats. Hopefully you won't see them. There's these little cats around here that like to basically smack Hat Kid in the face and take her stuff. Oh, no. Oh, okay. Oh, there's one. He almost got me. Hat Kid, grab the top. Thank you. Yeah, they like to do that. They'll just smack you in the face, take your stuff. It's very kind of them to do so. I do not like them at all. They will either take pawns from you, or if you're unlucky, which I usually am, they'll take your hat. When they take your hat, they are quite obnoxious. Can't stand. The windmill. Alright, this is another one of those stories of Salt. So, the windmill I used to constantly run through because it was like one of my favorite areas in the game. So I would constantly run through it trying to find faster and faster ways to get through the entire section. And I basically found the best possible way I could to get up, just going through everything. And then again, when I started watching runs, I found someone found something that just made me salty. At least it's not, an intentional skip this time, but still made me salty as hell. Cool. I'm gonna grab these hearts in case I need them. It's a little harder to perform than the other ones. Oh, can't move. There we go. Okay. Woo. Didn't care about anything else except triggering that. So yeah, you can just kind of get up there. You can either jump over there, or you could kind of fall like I did and it'll warp you. But yeah, it was a salty moment when I saw the person do that, and I'm just like, you can do that? I'm like, come on, man. At least let something I worked on go to use. It's not the hardest thing to do, but it really depends. Like, if you get stuck like I did, it can get a little annoying. Alright, the lava cake. The lava cake's pretty straightforward, honestly. Mario 64 will teach you how to get through the lava cake fast. So if you've seen any lava boost of Mario 64, we're about to do that in here too. Basically what we're doing. But first, of course, we have the little path to it. Ooh. Ooh, okay. Sometimes this section likes to give me trouble too. But it's not too bad. Not too bad today. I will say one thing, if anyone's considering running this game, the controls for Hat Kid are very good. Like a lot better than a lot of like 3D platformers you played probably before. They feel very responsive, so. And honestly, just moving around Hat Kid's fun as heck. But you have to sit through these sections, which are admittedly not as fun. And they like to show off the title of their things. That was weird. We only got about, I would say, 15 minutes or so left. We're getting close to the end. So there you go, we're lava boosting here. Kind of don't want to land in the cannon while you're doing it, because sometimes that'll cause, like, Hat Kid to get, like, stuck in a weird angle and keep shooting out of the cannon repeatedly. So yeah, there's like all these little lava bits here, and you can just kind of use those to boost your way up to the top. Oh, well, I misjudged my angle on that one. Alright, that's fine. And there we go. Alrighty then. So actually now I realized, hold on. We're actually going to return to the hub here. Because that's going to skip this long scene and all this stuff that happens. And we're going to head this way now. Now we're gonna hit this last one up. And that is the last relic. So, no more relics to worry about. We'll get to that rift. We kind of do all the rifts all at once. And we're gonna kind of see what I mean about the one rift that was confusing when they moved it. So there you go. Now the finale. Again, loading screens. Not too bad, but sometimes take long. So the finale of this one has us kind of going around every area of the world. Except towards the Twilight Bell. The Twilight Bell is the only area we don't go to. Probably because it was a little shorter. So they didn't really have anywhere to put the poison plants for this mission. Which, honestly, is fine with me, personally. What's up? Do we want to go left here? Sometimes the path gets a little confusing, like with all the the lefts and rights and stuff. It's not the hardest path to memorize, but I find myself occasionally forgetting where I'm going on some of them. Also, that bouncer is like the weakest bouncer in this game. It just kind of sends you like a little thump, and then you're gone. Go for it. Alright. So our mission here is to destroy this giant poison plant. So we're gonna head along here. Watch out for the goat guy. He is gonna chase us down. The first one isn't too bad though. Alright, so just gonna smack the plant till it dies. And then we want to actually jump off the level here, which is gonna warp us back to the hey, give me, thank you. It's gonna warp us back to this so we don't have to walk back. That's nice. I apologize if you can hear that. Apparently someone has decided to mow their lawn or something when I'm trying to do things. How rude. I know. Neighbors, right? Okay, so now we're gonna head off this direction. I'm actually gonna do a lava one last just because I'm used to it that way. Plus this is a little farther. These sections aren't too bad, honestly. I would say the like the last poison plant area is a little hard because that one starts, it has a lot of just things in the way, and I believe the poison, I don't remember if this one does it too, but I know the poison plants will start knocking you over. Kind of chilling here. There's a lot of waiting in this section. That might be why it's not my favorite world of all. Just because of all the waiting I have to do. I don't like waiting. Ah, it is this one. Okay, so yeah, this one does have it too. So if you see those little circles right there, those explosions will eventually land, and if Hat Kid's stuck to the ground, then oh god, he's angry. You're gonna get knocked down and stopped for a second, which can be a little obnoxious. Okay. Jump off the ledge again to take us back to the start. Sometimes the fall is a bit longer for some reasons. I'm not entirely sure why. It's like the kill plane doesn't activate and it misses it, so it hits off another one. But the falls seem to take a lot longer in some certain areas. That could be a little bit of a problem. Alright, and now we're gonna go to the final one here. Swing our way along. You can kind of move left and right on these things. That's kind of like your one thing you can do. So if you want to feel like a monkey, you can do that. But other than that, you're kind of just waiting. Alright, this one tends to give me some issues. See if I can get past both of these today without... Hey, look at that. Alright. Got past both of those. So once we finish this world, the only thing left is the time rifts. Or this mission, I meant to say, not this world. We finished the time rifts, and then we have the final boss. The final boss does have a section before the boss, but it's not too bad. Could be a little rough. And then I would say these are the hardest time rifts in the game. At least for me personally. Just specifically, there's one that solely surrounds the cats that I love so much. And, you know, really wanted that in my life. Oh, okay. Wow, I actually got through all these sections. I've been hit today. No reason to do anything here. It's gonna take us itself. So now we've cured the illness by destroying a bunch of plants. Gonna be oh, get rid of that. Hey kid, you weren't holding the holding the thing. Alright. Just gotta get... So now we're gonna go back in here. It's gonna open up all the time rifts. I'm actually going to check the time rift real quick, the one I'm worried about moving. Just to make sure we don't waste our time. Because I think they changed the picture for it and everything. Alright, let me see here. So, that's the same. Yeah, see that one right there, they moved. So, we're actually going to go towards Twilight Bell for this one. The first timer is by the Twilight Bell, the second one is by the cat house near the windmill. So, timer right here. This one's easy to find. Not the hardest. That one was a little more obvious. The pictures can be a little bit vague at times, which kind of causes issues. This time rift is kind of hard depending on would you... It kind of really depends on these big goat dudes. The goat dudes like to... They like to just slap you away if, you know, you get in their way. They're not very nice. The locals aren't very friendly here. They look big and, you know, scary, but... they just really want to walk on their dedicated paths. That's it. Oh, okay. Hi, kid, you just need to grab things. Let me get my hat back here. Have not got a lot of other stuff here. Mostly some music and things. I've been expecting more colors. And now we'll do the next time rift, which is going to be next to the windmill. So this is the one that's weird. Like I said, they just moved it back for no apparent reason. Like, I have not figured out what it is that they decided to move back. I guess they felt like it didn't match what they were showing, or it was too confusing. I'm not entirely sure. So, I'll show where it was before. Like, it's pretty obvious when you get there. So when you come sliding down here, there's those houses that are like right up there. The very first two houses. It used to be up there.
Take care.
Oh. Saved it. We're good. It used to be just like... there's the cat. It used to be like up in these houses, but for some reason they moved it back. And now I have to go all the way over here and risk running into like 30 cats. There it is. Don't know why. It's just here. Also, apparently I was wrong, and my sum of best is actually apparently 209, so, you know. Oh, please tell me I'll get through this without running into any cats. I'll be so happy. Nope, hold on. No, of course, too much to hope for. Too much to hope for. Oh, I think the cat that was here died. Oh no, the doors are all open. Oh, whew. Okay. Made it through. Fortunately, Hat Kid didn't feel like grabbing things and fell. Okie doke. So then, next thing to do is the Purple Rift, and I felt really, really stupid when I was learning this game, like when I was playing it the first time. Because, again, I could not find these rifts for the love of me. And the Purple Rift was another one of those, I'm just like, where is that? Where is that at? Like, I feel like I've seen it, and I could not figure it out. Well, turns out, the Purple Rift, if you pick Free Roam, and let it drop you right into the thing, you turn to the right, and there it is. Hi. Not even hidden. So I felt pretty dumb about it. Was not my brightest moment. Alright, so this last one is not too bad, honestly. It's kind of whatever. It's just more simple platforming than anything else. The other ones were kind of... They had their little quirks and things that made them a little harder. I guess the worst thing about this is that there's cats here. Oh. Okay, that's fine. See, the annoying thing about the cats is they don't just steal your stuff. Like, after they steal your stuff, they come running at you again. And they'll basically just push you along. And I've been pushed off ledges. I've had all manners of bad things happen to me because of these cats. So I'm happy to take any break from the cats I can. Alright. Fly along here. Grab these. This is another one of the sections to grab a lot of the early ones to avoid having to grab later things. Oh, yeah, there's the crows. Oh, that kid. Calm down. She went flying. Alright, so here, I want to get up here. Grab this guy. Grab this guy. We should have enough. And nicely, we don't have to worry about this. We just break this open real quick and we're done. There's no grabbing anything on that. And that is the last time rift we'll be doing. Now we just have the final boss and we are done with this run. Again, we do have to run through like a last little gauntlet, if you will. But it's not the worst thing in the world. They also did change something here. Before, you could just hop over this fence. But now, you can't do that, because apparently... There's been a lot of changes to this thing. I don't know why. They made a lot of weird changes. It's annoying, because now you have to get rid of the fence and stuff. Well, again, this isn't, my PB is actually 209. But that's with the skips and stuff that they patched out, so I guess, kind of. I lost a lot of time in this because of the patched out stuff. And just messing up in general, but... Honestly, it's been a decent run. It's been a pretty good run. So I know other runners kind of go for this weird thing where they kind of go off the side there and go up. I don't know. I mean, I find that if I get through this pretty well, then I get about the same time. And I like, and I preferably like running through this section. It's more fun to me. So, again, I'm weird with this stuff, but...
We criminals can feel really
These for... Alright. Watch out for Elvis impersonator there. That guy is guilty of pushing me off more than once. Alright, these birds here, they are a pain in my butt because they will like to do things. They like to do things their own way. Sometimes they do what they're doing there and run away. Other times they will stop like this guy and start throwing stuff at me. They really don't know what they want to do with their lives. Kind of grabbing health along the way here more than I usually do because marathon and stuff, trying to be a little careful. Almost there though. Oop, watch out for that. And we gotta grab it anyways. That's fine. Little health there. This part's... Oh, wait. Did they actually fix this? Oh. Oh, they actually did fix it. Like, that part actually didn't properly skip the cutscenes for some reason. And it seems like they fixed it now. So, I'm kind of happy about that. That makes that a lot easier. The last fight can be a little tough. But it's not once you kind of get like how to do it, it's not too bad. Of course, running into that already wasn't smart. Oh, missed it. Okay. Sorry if I go a little quiet here. I do end up focusing quite a bit on this one. Watch these. I do like the very last bit of this fight though. Alright, so this is the part where she's gonna start just teleporting away from me. Can't really hit her until... You gotta get help from our old buddy the Mafia Ball. Hopefully they fixed the occasional thing that happens, like sometimes she'll just reach out of... She'll go like out behind the barrier and you can't hit her with the Mafia Ball. Seems like they fixed it, for the most part. Alright. This does have like a few phases. This is kind of like the last one of it. She goes in this like little ball form, you can't really do anything to her. So you just hit her all you want, nothing happens. Now our old buddy Snatcher here is gonna steal this Goatman's soul for some reason. That helps. And they're gonna give us cherry bombs, which we can... Oh, okay. That was unfortunate. Again, now here's another bit of RNG. It's RNG how many times I can hit her before... Oh, no. Well then, that's terrible. That sucks. That was bad luck. You just like instantly went into that attack. That sucks. Like I said, RNG is a big part of these bosses, and sometimes it can just kind of get you. Bouncing around like that. Let's try to be a little faster about this, shall we? This fight kills streams, right?
What?
Well, again, my technical record is already passed, so. Come on. Alright, let's hopefully try not to get owned this time on this section. Alright. She didn't do the long attack that time. Oh. Grab you. Toss that. Hopefully she doesn't. There we go. We got that. Whew. Okay, we're getting really lucky on this part. Wow. Okay, so like I said, it is completely random at like how many until she actually goes back into the ball. So the fact that she didn't go back into it, that was lucky. The nice part is about this is once you get through this, you pretty much can't die. Like you're just having a good time. You get like Super Saiyan. You just beat the crap out of him. But the fight gets real crazy too, which is really cool. Also, we are coming up on time. Time will be very soon. It'll be after we finish the fight and we grab the last timepiece. And the music for this part just gets bumping as hell. I love this like remix of the main theme. It's so good. Oh, hey, get over here. Unfortunately, sometimes the RNG can still kind of mess with you here. Depending on what move she does, she can just be bouncing around, you won't be able to catch her. Or she'll do this move where she stays up in the air for a long time. There we go. Alright. Time is when we grab the final timepiece ball here. And as per usual in my stream, whenever I finish a run of this, I will do a celebratory squeak. And time. That wasn't the worst run I've had. Definitely not bad though. But that is a hat in time. Underestimate, yep, underestimate. That was all I wanted today. I didn't need a PB, just needed an underestimate. Whew. But that is it, guys. And just to be a dick, Mustache Girl is not getting the timepiece because no. I do appreciate the invite to the run though. Had a good time. Hopefully can come back again for the next one. Maybe I'll have Hat in Time back with a bit better time on it.